Good morning, jabronis. What is going on? It's Holden here, in for Hoop. Well, I don't know what Hoop's doing. I'm sure G Ryzen will let us know. We got JT, on one of these boxes, and then in the other one, we got G Ryzen. I'm working off about 2 hours sleep. These guys don't drink coffee. I drink coffee. So like I said, coffee makes me pee. I might have to get up in the middle of the show. That's how I'm starting this morning, G Ryzen. How are you, my friend? Why don't you drink coffee, by the way? It's delicious.
I just never been a fan of it. I drink Modelo or Coke, one of the two. But, it's been a nice weekend. I have 3 females that live in the household here with me, and all 3 were gone for the weekend. So I had some peace and quiet. It was nice. I didn't have to break out the baseball cards in the man cave to get them to leave. So, it was a nice weekend, peaceful, but we're going to get back to normal here this afternoon when the buzzsaw will come through the front door. So, we'll get back to normal. But, hey, anytime you get any dad who knows when they get peace and quiet for the weekend, that's just a wonderful thing.
G Ryzen, do you have the fedora you wore the other day? Whatever the hell that hat was, made you look like the Pink Panther investigator, Clouseau. Where is that thing?
That was JT.
That's what I meant to say, JT. Like I said, I'm totally foggy right now. JT, where's the fedora? Can you put it on?
I don't have the fedora. I don't have the. I do have the fedora. But
where is it?
Don't worry about where it is.
No, I'm worried about where it is. I want you to put it on so I can make fun of you.
It's not an every show thing, and honestly, as you know by now, I have absolutely no feelings. So making fun of me, whatever, make fun of the way I pronounce something, I really don't give a shit. It's fine. Yeah. But what I have here is an Atlanta Braves hat. And it just puts this shadow over my beautiful face. So I'm not going to wear it, but I got this at the game Friday night. That was a nice thing. You walk into Truist Park. It was beautiful. They had about 100% capacity, right? And for the Dodgers series, there were tons of people there. And then right in the middle of the stadium, if you wanted to, Holden, I know this is important to you, you could go right there and get vaccinated. So you could go get vaccinated and you wouldn't have to withdraw from your golf tournaments. I mean, what else can't you do at a baseball stadium? It's crazy.
And I'll tell you what, JT, that Braves hat there made you look 10 years younger when you popped that on.
I got to third base at a baseball game one time with a girl, but that was it. That's the thing that I got to, JT. Is that where you were going? Have you ever made out with a girl at a sporting event?
I mean, yeah, Holden, I'm an adult.
Really?
Now. I mean, come
Let's
on.
hear it. I put a hat on for the chat. You guys are like, this bedhead's disgusting. You look hungover. Fine. I put it on for you. Yeah? When was the last time you made out at a Braves game, buddy?
At a Braves game? Well, I've been married for 5 years, so I don't do a lot of that anymore.
So back in the 1970s.
I'll tell you what though, we jump on here and Holden was telling us that he's got a hard stop, he's got a deadline, he's got another show. He's as you guys know, one of the most popular YouTube hosts in all the industry. And then we come on in the first 5 minutes and you're just talking nonsense. You're just slowing us down from helping you meet your goal. And
why are you being a jerk?
It's hurtful.
What do you mean it's hurtful? This is not a baseball only show. This is let's get everybody nice and relaxed with a little shoulder massage, and then we'll get them. Okay? Relax.
There you go.
All right, now I feel bad. Let's go, chat. What's up, chat? Let's get 200 likes today. How does that sound? Brian K, this was for you. I'm totally doing it. J10 sees edibles dropping out of my ears. All right, let's go. So the weather is starting to warm up, which is nice. It's going to be in the mid 90s in Washington today with the wind blowing out 6 to 10 miles an hour. And let me just say this, as somebody that's seen been to a million games there, when it's cold, park plays big. When it is warm, this is one of the best hitting parks in baseball. The ball absolutely flies. Just about every direction. I can't even find a line right now because the pitchers are such garbage. But I'm just going to throw that out there. I think that's the best weather spot of the day. Let's get to the pitchers, though. I'm going to play some FanDuel because I'm working with G Ryzen. That's all I'll say. I think everybody knows my thoughts on FanDuel. But G Ryzen, pitcher pool today. To me, it's not that difficult. It's if I'm going down, I suppose Cease. Luis Garcia, if I'm going up a little bit. Burns, Trevor Bauer's got to be in the circle of trust. I don't know where to go outside of these big guys. So give me your pitcher pool.
I got to pretty much narrow down today just a couple guys. Corbin Burns for me is an obvious play if you're going to pay up. Arizona's just got a woeful offense, and we saw what Peralta did to him the other night. Corbin Burns, the only thing that worries me is his pitch counts. Always seems like it's below 90. The other guy I'm looking at is Trevor Bauer. I mean, Bauer does get a tougher matchup with Atlanta than Burns has with Arizona. I think these two are the top arms. The only argument I think I might have to take Bauer over Burns is the leash. I think Bauer, with that, he's pretty much getting maybe around 15 to 20 pitches extra per start than Burns. So, you're going to probably get an inning or two out of him. The other guy might go down to, like you met, Dylan Cease against the Tigers. But, being here in Detroit, those Tigers have been smashing it here lately. So Cease does have some good K upside. But I think for me personally, being on a one-pitcher site, it's either going to be Burns or Bauer. I think Bauer would be a nice pivot from Burns in the tournament. But those two are going to probably be it for me.
Okay. JT, do you play much DraftKings like me? Or are you
mostly DraftKings, almost exclusively.
Good. Let's talk DraftKings then. The pitcher pool, and really here at Run Pure, oftentimes we'll see in our cores the big guys going double spend up at pitcher. I mean, I don't know if that's your plan of attack today. I don't know if I even want you to give away your plan of attack today. Just do it in the Discord. But what's the plan of attack today? Who's in the pool in the two-pitcher site? Like, how far down can you go? Serious question. How far down can you go in the pitcher pool today?
So there is a guy down low that I'm very intrigued by, and that's Dane Dunning, who is pitching in Texas against Tampa Bay. He's coming off there's a couple of, let's talk about the bad side of Dane Dunning first, right? First is coming off a couple of really bad performances, but they were on the road. He was in Anaheim against the Angels at a time when they were pretty hot, and that's a smaller stadium, right? And especially I think that might have been one of those earlier games, and that plays a little bit smaller during those times. Then he went on the road against Colorado, actually didn't pitch all that badly. He ended up with like 8 or 9 DraftKings points, 4 2/3 innings, something like that. Now he comes back home where the roof is going to be closed, where it's a stadium that significantly limits offensive production. And Dane Dunning is a really good pitcher. And yes, he's got a short leash. The last time he was at home on a Sunday, he pitched 6 innings against the Yankees and got us to 22, 23 DraftKings points. He's just too cheap at 4.9 against the Tampa Bay team that, while they do have some power, they also are striking out 28% of the time and just in the middle of the road in terms of run production over the last 2.5 weeks. So Dane Dunning at 4.9 is a guy that I think, one, can get you 16 to 20 DraftKings points today, and he can allow you to choose between the top 3 pitchers on the board today. And I think that's a tougher decision. And the reason why I think it's a tougher decision is because none of them are in tremendously easy matchups. They all have very, in my opinion, different sort of warning things in terms of the leash. Corbin Burns hasn't thrown more than 6 1/3 innings, and coincidentally, that was the first week of the season. He's the highest priced pitcher on the board against an Arizona team that, like G. Risen said, I've been picking on as well. They've gotten a little bit healthier. They put up some runs on Brandon Woodruff yesterday. Woodruff, excuse me.
Not Woodcock, Woodruff.
Woodruff on Woody yesterday. The third guy is a guy that I don't think anybody's going to play, but I have been extremely impressed with this guy. And I played him his last matchup. He was 4% owned against the Red Sox. Luis Garcia gets a tough matchup in Buffalo against the Toronto Blue Jays. But I will tell you, I haven't seen a pitcher of this caliber come up and go under the radar the way Luis Garcia has in a long, long time. Nobody's talking about him. Nobody's using him. And his under the surface metrics are outstanding. He gets a pretty much all right-handed lineup in Toronto. And at 8-9, I honestly think he's one of the best plays on the board today.
Ooh, all right. I like it too. This kid just has like all the peripherals, K per 9. Everything's working for him, and he can't be popular because you're right. He's in that ballpark. He's going up against a really good Toronto team. The winds are blowing across and in a little bit, but it'll be mid-70s. It's kind of nice. A little bit of humidity going on right now. How is it down in Atlanta? Is it humid yet? Just hot and humid and disgusting?
It's not quite disgusting yet. It's gotten hot. Last night, as you guys saw, if you were watching the Braves game, there was some raindrops, some intermittent rains. I don't think that should be an issue today. So we'll talk about Bauer, because I didn't touch on Bauer. Coming off two, not the greatest performances here, and it's really, I mean, the lineup that the Braves put out is not their top of the, not their top lineup, right? You've got a guy, Almonte, in there who is hitting a ton of fly balls and hitting the ball hard recently. I think he hit a home run last night. But the thing with Bauer over his last couple of starts, over his last 3 starts, is you've got one, he's been, even though he hasn't pitched well, he's been lucky. He's got a 121 batted balls in play average against. He's given up an 18% barrel rate, a 53% hard hit rate, and the walk rate is the one thing out of all those things I could accept out of Trevor Bauer. Because we know if Trevor Bauer pitches 7 innings, 8 innings, 125 pitches, he's going to strike out 10 guys. If he gives up 2 runs, it's fine. But he's priced at 10.7. The walk rate over the last 3 weeks is up to 10%. And with a Braves team that can be patient, that has guys that put the ball in play, you would somewhat think, all right, maybe there's a diminished ceiling here at 10.7 for Trevor Bauer. On the plus side, this lineup, like I talked about, Atlanta over the last few weeks, a 31% strikeout rate against right-handed pitching, and right in the middle of the road in terms of run creation. It is Sunday in Atlanta, though. These games tend to be just a little bit lower scoring. So it's definitely a decision up top amongst Burns and Bauer and then Garcia for me. And the thing that I like about Garcia, too, is Dusty Baker doesn't want to go to that bullpen. That bullpen has been dreadful. Garcia has had a pretty decent leash in some of these games. I think his last game against the Red Sox, I'm going to look it up here now, I think he might have gotten, I'll tell you in a second.
Into the 6th. Yeah. He got 7 full innings in that last start against Boston.
Yeah, and this, the Toronto team is a talented team. That's why I say it's kind of I don't think people are gonna want to play him in this matchup. But we did see Zach Greinke do well in this matchup, much to my own chagrin and draft sheet chagrin the other night. And I'm impressed with Luis Garcia enough to say that he's in the running here.
Okay.
You guys got any love for Sandy Alcantara?
Alcantara? I'll just tell you the bet side was actually on the Pittsburgh side today.
Yeah.
Might be because of the juice though. Alcantara, the Ks just aren't there is the problem. I mean, he's sitting around the 3, 4, 5 a game thing, and even if he's getting deep into games, I don't know what happened to his K upside, what happened to his K rate, but he's got a nice matchup today.
Pick 2 pitchers. I'm glad I could pick one.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, if you got to pick 2 pitchers, is Alcantara in the
Today's tough if you're not going to pay up for the 2 pitchers. I mean, I don't play much on DK, but I wouldn't want to have to. To me, it seems like the guys below are just all rolling the dice today. I mean, even Garcia, like JT mentioned, he's a strong talent, but I just think that stadium down there or up there in Buffalo, what do we call it, Salem Stadium? I mean, if you read the Wikipedia about it, it was pretty much a hitter's park in the minors. It was built to be a hitter's park. So, yeah, I think that that stadium is definitely a hitter's park. But, yeah, that's what's hard about this slate today. I think the slate, there's so many different ways to go. I think today's slate, actually, when I was looking at it, it was kind of tough to break down, truthfully.
Who did the playbook today? AP. Okay, AP did the playbook. I just started sifting through some of his guys here. So, yeah, I mean.
I want to bring something up, too, that I know has been kind of a talk is everybody's, concern about guys using the sticky stuff. I I don't know how really to feel about that. Like, to me, if I was, using some sticky stuff and I knew they were watching me, I wouldn't stop, because I still feel that everybody else would probably be doing it. I would just try to figure it out a different way to get away with it. But I mean, how many times do we see on the bill of these dudes' cap that, the big shiny thing, or, I think it's more rampant than everybody thinks. And I think they're just trying to make it to where everybody's not so obvious about it. So I think, to me, it's if these guys, I don't know. I just, I know guys are concerned about Bauer. I saw Cole got lit up the other day, but I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? What do you think, JT? What are you concerned about any of that at all at this point?
So Bauer, this has always been like, as much as I love Trevor Bauer's talent, and as much as, honestly, I agree with a lot of the things that he says about baseball limiting their own upside as a business, right? With some of the stupid things that they do. Bauer has made himself a target. There's no question about it. And if Bauer shows up on the mound with something that is an illegal substance, Bauer is going to get caught. Bauer is going to get suspended. I guarantee you, there is nothing that would make Rob Manfred happier than being able to quiet him down and take some wind out of his sails. So I don't know that he was using it. I don't know that he wasn't. The flip side is it'd be almost surprising if he was one of the guys using it, because he was so vocal about what the Astros were doing and saying that the Astros.
He came out with a shirt that said legalize pine tar.
Well, that's fine, but he was upset that the Astros were doing it, right? This was the whole thing between him and Garrett Cole and blah, 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 blah.
He's using it.
So I think if he was using it, he had to stop. I don't know that he was. But I don't know that the sticky substances go into what I've seen from him over the last 3 starts, which is a higher walk rate, a higher barrel rate, and just a little bit less. And that again is one of the things that we sometimes talk about, right? He threw 130 pitches against the Giants, and he hasn't been quite as good in the next 2 starts. So maybe there's enough time and distance, and he's fully recovered from that. Again, it's a decision point, and I don't know as of right now at 11:18 which way I'm going to go amongst those 3. The Burns play at 11K on DraftKings with the way that they've been using that bullpen and the way that they've been limiting his innings and his pitches. That's a high price. It's a high price against the team in Arizona that a week ago I would have had no problem with, but now they've got some of these guys back. Ketel Marte is healthy. So yeah, I think that's the toughest decision here for me. I am, like I said, perfectly fine with Dane Dunning at 4.9. It's going to come down to what offenses I want, but I think 4.9 is probably, he should be in the 6.3, 6.5 range for this matchup. So I think, and I know people won't want to play him either because they'll say, well, he's only going to go 5.8. Look, if he's pitching well, he'll get to the 6th inning. He'll get you those 20, 22 points. And you get Michael Wacha on the other side of that matchup, who, Texas has been a bad team, but that's a bullpen game. Tampa Bay has a really good bullpen, but I could see them getting a couple of runs off Wacha in the first 3-4 innings.
I'm going to tell you right now, Bauer's using this stuff. I mean, his spin rate went from 2,200 to 2,800 over a 2-year span. Okay. That just doesn't happen naturally. It just doesn't happen naturally. So we'll see which guys are affected the most. I think the big thing now is, you're throwing up, like pitching coaches are saying, it used to be keep the ball down. Now it's throw the ball as fast as you can up around the letters. Well, the problem is now these balls there's so much spin on them. They're going this way. They're going that way. Guys are getting hit all the time, Pilar in the face. But anyways, that has nothing to do with DFS today. That's our pitching pool, and I like it. Speaking of likes, hit the like. What do we got? 258 watching right now, doing this for free for you on a Sunday morning. Look at JT. JT, all 3 of us have our hats on backwards. I mean, if that's not worth a like, I never wear my hats. I never wear a hat. Even I got shamed though, because my hair is so bad today, but that's fine. I don't care.
Like one of them Canadian dudes, like back from the Olympics. Remember the Canadian? They had them funny those black hats they had back. What was it, a couple years back? That's what you remind me of. Where the Canadian Olympic dude. What do you think, JT? No.
I mean, you still watch the Olympics? Do they still have those things?
I guess. You know, they had one in your hometown. I know that.
That was a long time ago. I hadn't even been here yet when they had. By the way, I don't think they're having one this year, right? Tokyo, it's canceled. They got something going on.
It's going on. Would you stop it? They're playing. Todd Frazier just sent the U.S. to the Olympics in the qualifiers yesterday. Todd Frazier's on our Olympic team. How can you not get by that, JT?
Which, the Olympic baseball team?
Yes.
Oh, that's exciting.
I feel the sarcasm oozing from your camera right now. It's a little, yeah, you're right, Craig Toe. G. Rison did lose us all. Nobody stops momentum like G. Rison, but you know what he does bring? The good mojo and the good info, and that's really all that matters. G. Rison, let's get you back on the horse here, okay, buddy? Let's get you back.
That's those Modelo's and edibles. They come in, you know,
G. Rison, let me ask you a question, because I've seen this guy's name in our Discord, and I'm seeing people talking about him here. One thing before I ask that, the other thing that concerns me about Burns, Bauer, etc., is the projections for all these guys at the 11 and 10-7K level are very low, like not even 20. Like they're 18, 19. I'm not a big projection guy, but when I see that they're much lower than I would expect them to be, I would expect them to be in the like mid-20s. And they're popping at 18, 19. That concerns me as well. But a lot of people talking about this guy for the White Sox that I just looked at the price and kind of moved on. Dylan Cease. I mean, do you have any interest in him whatsoever on any site?
He talked about it.
Did he? Come on, man. I don't think he said he was
G.
playing.
Rison, let's hit rewind. Talk about Dylan Cease real quick.
He said no. He said no. But I want to talk
Dylan
about it
Cease?
again. He said, living in Detroit, the Tigers have been, first of all, AJ Hinch has them playing well. They're hitting the ball well. Jonathan Scope had a career game on Friday night. But everybody's talking about Dylan Cease like Dylan Cease is some type of really good pitcher. So I want you, Rison, to once again talk to us about Dylan Cease, because I'm concerned that these guys are, you know, interested in a guy that I don't know. I wouldn't touch today. What about you?
Dylan Cease definitely is a talented young pitcher. I do like his I do like what he brings to the table, but I mean, being on FanDuel, I'm going to pay up for the two studs, like I said, but the Tigers have just been so stinking pesky lately. Their approach has been really good. They've been walking. They actually got 12 homers in the last week, which is like second or third in baseball. Yeah. They quietly been smashing it. I'm not going to go there. I think I'm just going to leave it be. But you know, you mentioned Shoop and Haas, and both of those two guys have been hitting.
I mean, Haas double down again yesterday?
Yeah,
another 2 home runs. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. And the second one he hit was a pitch that was outside over the plate, and he pulled it over the fence. I was like, wow, man, that's a big boy. That's a big boy home run there when you pull a pitch like that. But I'm a big fan in pulling up like team hitting and guys hitting in the last 7 and 15 days. And I like to find trends. And when you pull up team hitting, the Tigers are up there in the top 5. So at this point, I just believe in streaks in baseball. I know some people don't, but I do. So I'm just, I just can find other spots. There's just too many spots on the slate today. Yeah. And I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
So I'm a little, and now Mangone's in there too. He knows. I'm a little disappointed. 101 likes. We're 20-something minutes into this show. We got 276 watching on this beautiful Sunday morning in Denver, Colorado. Hoop is the guy that usually threatens people. Everybody thinks Hoop is this nice, relaxing guy. He's a stone cold killer. See, he's as bad as JT. JT kind of puffs his chest out. Hoop is nuts. And he will stop a show and just say, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. We're shutting this down without 150 likes after first base. We got 2 positions, catcher and first base. We're not 150. I'm out of here. I'm done. You're out of here. You're out of here. We're not doing it anymore. Had to wake up early. We're doing this show for free. You better hit the damn like button. Thank you very much.
It's a short work day if we can't get there. I like to
I mean, I got the show on the bet side. I don't care. I got more work to do today. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. 150, guys. Let's go. Let's get into catcher, though. You can get upset at me all you want. You just better hit it. Who we got today, catcher? G Rison, let's go to you, pal. Man, the Royales with cheese just keep crushing. So, of course, if you want to go up, Salvi Perez. Yeah, Yasmani Grandal is going bananas too. But I think we need to figure out a nice cheap guy. And on FanDuel, it's just so easy to do that. My God. Like, why have they not priced up Yermin Mercedes yet? 2.3K? It's so stupid. What's your pool at catcher?
Well, being on FanDuel, we can play catcher first base, but just looking here, I mean, obviously Perez is in a good spot against a young pitcher that they got coming up from Minnesota. I think this is maybe his second major league start. I think he came right from A-ball. And then you got Mercedes, as you mentioned, against Urena. You know what? Urena's so good against righties. I'm not quite sure if that's something I like. I think I'm going to probably pass on Urena against any kind of righty. Eric Haas has been just absolutely smashing the baseball. I mean, it seems like every time I turn it on, he's rounding the bases. But there's a spot I do like today in, you guys mentioned the Washington Philly game. I'm going to see if Alex Avila makes the lineup. I'm going to look at maybe attacking Velasquez today in his 9 homers that he's given up in 39 innings. So I don't mind the cheap Avila. I want to see where he falls in the lineup. You could look at JT Realmuto if you like. Yeah, I mean, for me, I think just standing out, I think I might look at Mr. Avila as my low price catcher. But yeah, I can't say anything's really standing out to me. But yeah, I'm going to lay caution on Yermin Mercedes today against Urena. Okay.
JT, catcher. Interesting position. I don't know if I can interest you in some Martin Maldonado against the lefty, but that's actually where my mind is right now. Let's do some DraftKings catcher. Who's in the pool, JT? Who's in the pool?
I think it's one of these, but we have to see who's in the lineup, right? Because Maldonado, you mentioned, is one of those guys who does tend to not take too many days off. I haven't seen if Houston's lineup has come out. I don't know if you have. But I think, based on projected starters, catcher actually looks pretty deep today. I'm not, I know that it's going to be hot in Philadelphia. I know that Vince Velasquez was really bad in his last start against Cincinnati. But, man, this Washington team over the last 2.5 weeks, 24% strikeout rate, a 41 weighted run creation plus. I mean, they have been heavily on the struggle bus. And I do like this Philly side. The Nationals just announced at like 11:15 this morning, right? So you talk about a team that's in some state of disarray. They're announcing their starting pitcher on Sunday at 11:15. It's going to be Austin Voth. And that's really good for the Phillies because Austin Voth is what?
You think?
Yeah,
I don't mind Austin Voth. I've watched, maybe it's the eye test thing, but he's been really good in short bursts, like 2-3 innings, and the Nationals bullpen is completely rested. The problem with Voth is he's going to give up 1 home run today, and then that's it. That'll be the run he gives up.
So I don't know. I have an alternate opinion. I actually think that is pretty good for the Phillies because I think they are going to get the back end of that bullpen. I think the Philly team, honestly, there's some good advanced metrics on some of these guys. Hoskins,
good.
McCutchen is just hitting the heck out of the ball. You've got Odubel Herrera, who's back now and actually playing quite well. I don't know if I would do a full stack of them, but I do like potentially JT Realmuto here. The Harper. Dodgers have been just, beating up on left-handed pitching. They've got a 300 ISO against left-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks. You've got Will Smith projected in the middle of that lineup against Max Fried, who just has not looked the same this season. You've got Manny Pena in Milwaukee potentially against Caleb Smith, who gives up a lot of fly balls and a lot of home runs and doesn't seem to have the upside, the strikeout upside that he once did. And then a guy that's been tough to stack against, he just seems to get by start after start and not really get blown up. But the underlying metrics suggest he should. John Gant, you've got Tyler Stevenson at 3-1 and Tucker Barnhart at 3-2 in that Cincinnati lineup. Again, not a stadium particularly this year where I want to stack often, but if I want to pick out a couple of these Cincinnati Reds, I don't mind those two guys at catcher. I think catcher's pretty deep. G. Reason mentioned Haas for Detroit. I mean, guy is by every metric, hard hit, fly ball rate. Yeah, Eric Haas is at the top of those metrics.
Okay, that's good for catcher. Let's get to first base. Yeah, you're gonna say something, G. Riser, or am I just hearing stuff in my ears?
No, I think you're hearing stuff.
All right, yeah, that's not the first time. It's a little scary. First base. Hey, JT, let's go back to you. First base. I always love Yuli Gurriel against the lefty. I mean, we're talking about stacks in a tournament, though. So, I mean, that's really what we got to look at. G. Risen, if you like targeting Velasquez, then you've got to be interested in some Josh Bell today. You mentioned Jonathan Scope, too. Who are the 2 or 3 guys in your pool, though, JT, at first base today? And why is Albert Pujols in the cleanup spot going to be in your core?
Yeah. I hadn't seen the Dodgers lineup, so he's not in my pool right now.
Do you want to hear this? Look at this. All right, so you got Betts, Turner, Taylor, but then they go Pujols, Pollock, Bellinger against the lefty, Will Smith, Gavin Lux, Trevor Bauer. It's like the bottom of their order, 6, 7, and 8 might be better than some of the other places here today.
And Pollock is what? Pollock's probably min price, right?
Yeah, and then Chris Taylor against the lefty is my lock every day.
Yep.
So
you got.
Anyways, first base. My bad.
Yeah. So you mentioned Yuli. I actually like the Astros a bit today here against Steven Matz. I talked about Hoskins a little bit. You've got. And from there it gets tough. I think first base actually is a little bit weaker today. Stevenson is first base eligible from Cincinnati, I believe, so 3-1 for him. Jesus Aguilar, I mean, we don't talk about him. I don't roster him a lot, but I was looking at the Marlins yesterday during the day slate, and I went a different way. And I wish I didn't because they just hit a bunch of home runs off his Pirates pitching staff. Chad Kuhl starting today. I just not going to scare me off this matchup. So Jesus Aguilar at 4-2. That Kansas City, Minnesota game, you guys talked about it. You've got Singer, who's been inconsistent but can be good, and then Bailey Ober, who one outing in the major league so far, 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. Carlos Santana at 4-1 there in that matchup, and then maybe if I'm doing a bunch of lineups, I'll get to Paul Goldschmidt against Wade Miley at 4-4, or Nate Lowe in Texas 4-2 against Michael Wacha. That's kind of the pool here.
Mangone's in the chat. Mangone, why don't you make the decision if we are just going to quit the show if we don't get to 150 by the time G Risen's done? I'll let Mangone make the call there. Again, free stuff. It's for you guys. Hit the like button. Mangone if you want to. And it's not your friend John Blake, you jabroni. I've known John Blake forever. The roof is closed in Texas, just so you know. Yeah. G Risen, first base. Jonathan Scope. Well, Jonathan Scope is second. Is he first base on FanDuel? He's first and second on DraftKings. So I don't know. Who's in your pool? Who do we got?
Well, the obvious standout play is Vladdy Jr. to me. I mean, he's
every game.
I mean, that guy's he's just locked on. He's smashing. He's 4,500 on FanDuel. I do like actually both sides of that game, but those stacks are very, very expensive. I think a really popular guy today on FanDuel is going to be probably Jake Lamb. I think he's projected to hit higher up in the lineup for the White Sox. Yeah. I don't mind lefties against Urena. The White Sox just don't seem to have enough really good lefties that I'm afraid of there. You mentioned Yuli Gurriel. I do like him. I like some Josh Bell. I'm going to also mention Ryan Mountcastle. That dude's just been smashing the shit out of the baseball too. He's been hitting homer after homer. But I don't see myself going pretty much probably anywhere else. I think I'm going to end up landing on some Philly, Washington, Toronto, and Houston bats. But I think Jake Lamb is going to be a guy that'll be pretty popular today, though.
Jake uh-oh. Where is Mangone? He's been mouthing off all morning in our chat. We hit 143 and he's done. All right, if Mangone's not going to chime in, do we stay or do we go, guys? What do you want to do? I got a show in 25 minutes. I don't care either way. I'm just a little disappointed. I really am.
We can't leave with some bad mojo. Then we're all in trouble. We got to keep.
That's good mojo. That's good mojo.
We got to keep it rolling.
Yeah, I mean, 324 watching, 143 likes. It's very disgusting. I got up early this morning, took a look at this slate, and it's hurtful. Holden, it's hurtful. You see this? You see the sadness in my face?
Yeah, my face too. I think we're all sad. Bad mojo.
147. Come on, guys.
Bad mojo from our viewers today.
You get there.
Bad mojo from our viewers.
It is.
Let's see here. Travis Mangone, I'm in a great mood. I have faith in the loyal watchers to get There you go. We did it. Good job, Mangone. Good job. Mangone made it to second base with a girl last night, and now he's
on a picnic.
You think they still use those terms? Like people that are younger than us, that are younger than their 40s, do they still use first, second, third, and whatever? Second base, JT. Altuve versus a lefty.
What's that?
Altuve versus a lefty. Can I interest you in some Altuve? Can I interest you in any Brewers guys like Luis Urias? And then on DraftKings, Chris Taylor is second base eligible. So if you don't have room for him in the outfield, I'll put him at second base today. Who's the 2 or 3 guys? And congratulations, chat. You guys are very nice, and I love you. And now we got good mojo.
Yeah, I think second base is also one of the deeper positions. You mentioned Altuve, you mentioned Chris Taylor, you mentioned Urias, who I didn't. You surprised me there. I'm very impressed, Holden. But leading off against Caleb Smith, couple of other guys, Jazz Chisholm for Miami. Again, not really concerned about that pitching matchup for the Marlins there. He's 4-7. Cesar Hernandez, just continues to hit a home run every day. He is 5.0 against Jorge Lopez. Jorge Lopez has this kind of pattern where he has one start where he pitches okay, and then the next start he absolutely gets dragged. He is on the side of the pattern where he should get dragged today. One other guy I'll mention outside of the guys in that Kansas City game is Jonathan India, 3-3, leading off for Cincinnati today. Got bumped up to the leadoff spot. He's hit home run now in 2 consecutive games. He's got speed. He's got a little bit of power. Leading off against John Gant, and I want to thank Sean V for the very important stat that Gant has not given up a homer at home. So in his first, 5 starts of the year, that's something I'm really going to take and put a lot of weight in. But I think that you can go with Jonathan India. Let's say if you wanted to, for some reason, pair up 2 expensive pitchers, which is probably not the route I'm going to go. Jonathan India at 3-3 probably helps you open up some of those other positions.
I'm about streaks, and the dude's on a streak, man. Homers in 2 straight games, double-digit points. DK 4 straight games. I like that Jonathan India call. G. Rison?
I'm still giggling at how JT said Caesar. Caesar.
What is it? Cesar?
Cesar.
I mean, you're in Detroit. Don't you have Little Caesars?
It's Caesar.
Little Caesars.
Yeah, it's Caesar.
What's his name? I'm gonna call his grandfather after the show.
That's great.
We'll get it right.
I love it. But yeah, you guys, Altuve is a guy that I'm gonna look at there. Jonathan Scope's been actually just smashing the baseball lately. I'm not sure if I'm going to go there against Dylan Cease, but Chris Taylor's a guy I always do like to play against lefties. You guys mentioned him, but I'm going to mention a guy there on Toronto. I know JT's a fan of Houston's pitcher there, but Joe Panic in the 6-hole at 2,100. I think he was actually in Big T's core the other day and smashed.
Joe Panic. Wow.
Panic was in Big T's core. I think it was probably about a week ago, and I'm pretty sure he hit like a 3-run home run, which he also did yesterday. I stacked Toronto yesterday against Urquidy, and I didn't have Panic, and Panic hit a 3-run home run yesterday. So it's very sad.
Dude, we got huge NFL news. Are you interested in this?
I'm always interested in
The
NFL.
Falcons are expected to trade Julio Jones to the Titans, barring any setbacks. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Let's go. I put in a futures bet here on where he
Who are
was
you-
going to end up.
Who
Plus
are you?
400. Let's go.
what's-
Julio to the
what's-
Titans, baby. Let's get her done.
What's the bet though? What's
Huh?
the bet that you're winning?
Which team he goes to.
So you bet the Titans?
Yeah,
All right,
the Titans and the Ravens.
I'm happy for you.
I hope this gets done. That's huge news, G. Rising. I mean, I know you're sitting there. Come on, that's bigger
Yeah,
news
that
than
makes,
Joe Panic.
That makes that Titan receiving core. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
it makes it one receiver better for the 4 games that Julio.
Until the playoffs when his hamstrings crumble.
I mean, I'm as big a Julio fan as anyone, but these guys in the NFL today, they reach a certain age and it's lights out, and Julio's there.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, no more time to talk about that. Let's get the baseball done. But come on, we got Julio Jones news. We're not passing that up. Done with second base, gentlemen? Done with second base?
I think we're down to like 92 days till football starts. I think I saw the other day.
Good.
Yeah.
Love it. I couldn't be more excited. Third base. G. Rising, let's go to you here. Bregman against the Houston Astros against a lefty is interesting. You got Jose Ramirez, of course, you're going to pay up. Boy, I don't know about us. Give me somebody I can save money on today. Are you saving money at third base, or is this something that you're paying up? And why is Cabrian Hayes in your core?
Brian Hayes is he's going to be a special young fella there for Pittsburgh. I mean, if he was in New York or something like that, they'd be calling him one of the better rookie prospects at this point. But at third base, you do mention Jose Ramirez. He looks strong. Bregman looks strong. I think some people are going to gravitate toward these White Sox bats. I'm not really a fan of Moncada today. But you talk about somebody cheap, you can always look at Luis Urias for leading off from Milwaukee. I do like that. I like that spot today. But third base for me, at this point here, I don't mind Justin Turner either, but I do like Cabrian Hayes and Bregman today.
Ooh, Cabrian Hayes is there. Okay.
I do like Cabrian Hayes, yes.
Yeah. All right, JT.
I know you were probably joking there, but I do like Cabrian Hayes. Actually, as a one-off type bat, 3,100. He's been hot the last few games.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. JT?
Yeah. I think the only there's 2 other guys that I'll mention. One is Arenado, 5.2 against a lefty, right? We like Arenado in particular against a lefty. Don't know that I'll get there, but he's in the mix. And then the Rangers lineup just came out, and this is maybe one of the most difficult plays to click, I think. If you wanted to save money, which was your question as we let off, Brock Holt is leading off for Texas 2-1, third base eligible on DraftKings. Yeah, I know, but it's Michael Wacha. It's Michael Wacha.
All right. Walker's back. That's nice.
Triple and scores a run in his first at bat, and boom, he's 5X.
Hey, why do I just keep coming back to these Houston guys? Seriously, is this a bad play by me? Maybe I'm putting myself in a trap. Either one of you guys on Houston today?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
Houston's
Houston.
all right.
I like Houston.
Yeah, I think so. I think, if you're stacking them up, there's definitely, Maldonado is in the lineup, 270, hitting 9.
Yeah.
This Chas McCormick is a kid I like, 2.7, outfield guy hitting 7th. So if you start your stack with McCormick and Maldonado, then you go either top 3 or you swap out Correa for Jordan, or you get Yuli in there. I mean, there's a lot of ways to go with this lineup. And the Toronto bullpen, as we saw on Saturday again, just prone to significant blow-up. So if they can get to Mats quickly, they can put up a big number here in this park. It's honestly another reason why I like Luis Garcia. I like the Astros in this game.
Okay, I like it too. It sounds good.
Third baseman real quick, Holden, might be Hunter Dozier if you like the Royals today against that rookie Bailey Ober today. So if you're on the Royals, that might not be a bad, cheap guy to throw in that's got a little bit of pop for you too.
All right, shortstop, G. Rising. it's never at a. I mean, you could always pay up for these guys if you're paying up. Turner, Bichette, Anderson, Correa. I mean, even if you wanted to go Jorge Polanco, I can't imagine many people are going to be on Jorge Polanco today. Gavin Lux is another one if you want to target the bottom of the Dodgers order. G. Risen, 2 or 3 guys at the position of shortstop.
Well, Trey Turner's always one of my favorites, no matter what the slate is. So I always look at Trey Turner. I don't like getting smashed at shortstop. But Correa has been absolutely smashing the ball. They moved him up to the 2-hole. So I'm always going to be interested in Correa. And then you got Ahmed Rosario too in the 2-hole for Cleveland. He's only 2,500 in Baltimore there. I don't mind that. And they got Willie Adames up in the 2-hole too for Milwaukee today. So those are a couple guys I think. I don't mind Adames. And but I think really at this point my favorite probably is Carlos Correa.
Okay, JT, let's do it. Shortstop, pool.
Yeah, just a couple of other guys other than G. Rizzo mentioned. Freddie Galvis, 3-7 in Baltimore against Cal Quantrill. Looks like Quantrill may go 3-4 innings, something like that, and then pass it along. And then Edmund Sosa, 3-2 if you wanted to pay down for St. Louis. Sosa's a guy that's got some power and he's got a ton of speed, and so if he gets on, he can definitely steal some bags. So 3-2, I like that price if you needed to pay down at the position. Again, I do like Correa. I do like Adames. Those are probably the top 2 for me. If I'm just making a couple of lineups, it'll be one of Correa or Adames.
343 watching, 178 likes. Let's get to 200 likes this morning, then we'll get the plays of the day. All right? That's come on, that's nothing. 22 more to get the plays of the day. First, we'll go into the outfield, though. Is there anything else you needed at shortstop, G. Risen? We're all good, right?
Yeah, I think we're good there.
Juan Soto, if you like targeting Velasquez, I got to think that Juan Soto is going to be up there for you. Bryce Harper, probably another one that's going to be there. Just a couple of the bigger names in the outfield. Again, if you're playing tournaments, it's about stacking, but you're playing cash. How about some guys that you can use as one-offs?
Yeah, Juan Soto is definitely a good play against Velasquez. I do like that. I like Kyle Tucker today as well. I also like Yelich. I'm looking there. You got Akil Baddoo today up in the leading off today for the Tigers, 2,300. I know a lot of people have been fans of him. But my favorite outfield play is in the Milwaukee game, and that's Avisail Garcia. He's been smashing the ball today. He's one of my top plays today. And then another guy I think you might be able to look at that might be low owned is Jesse Winker against John Gant. I do like Winker. I think, paying up for him at 4,300, I think that could be definitely a good pivot there. I don't think too many people are going to be on these Cincy bats, but Winker's just been smashing it. I think that's just a good spot that not too many people are going to look at today.
All right. I like that. JT, any guys we can find that maybe we're not really looking very hard? Because the Soto call, we're on we know about Soto. We know about these other. We know about Bryce Harper. He's kind of a left turn play today.
Yeah, I think at the top end, you can look at Starling Marte out of Miami, 4.9. G. Risen mentioned Yelich. Adam Eaton, 4-4 in the 2-hole. We like lefties a lot against Jose Urena. Winker, he mentioned. And then I have Mountcastle down as an outfielder because he's outfield eligible on DraftKings. That's where I would use him. Mountcastle, 3-5. Cedric Mullins, just another 2 home runs yesterday. And I think he probably stole a base or something. He had like 40 DraftKings points, and I don't think anybody played him. Dickerson in that Miami lineup. We mentioned Brian Hayes. Brian Reynolds is 3-3. Reynolds really hitting the ball very well recently. Odubel Herrera, 3-6 for the Phils. Jordan, he did get on base a couple times the other night, hit a double. He's only 4-2 in this matchup against Steven Matz and the Toronto bullpen. That is not a bad price for Jordan. And Avisail, again, I agree with you, reason on that one. Andrew Benintendi against a rookie. Benintendi 3.6. I think he hit a home run yesterday. He's been really hot as of late. And that's about it.
That's all. That's all you got on that one. Very good. We did the whole outfield. This is terrific. Let me just add one guy that I always play against lefties is Tyler Naquin. I know somebody put it in the chat too. I love Tyler Naquin. He's hitting 5th today against Gant, so he'll probably have bases loaded every time he comes up. Gant usually gets out of those jams. Maybe Naquin can make him pay today. So that's a guy that I like a whole bunch, and he'll be my one-off in the outfield probably. Any thoughts on Naquin, either one of you, or is it just a stupid play? You tell me.
No. The thing is that Park, it's just Park isn't, on the slate. It's not the top spot for stacking, but their prices are still very cheap. And I think Naquin is 3-1 on DraftKings. I have him in my pool. I don't know how much of him I'll have, but definitely the power bats for that Cincy outfield against Gant are in play.
Yeah. Gant is a good pitcher, low earned runs. That's from Lone Wolf. Gant is the luckiest pitcher in baseball, is what he is. I mean, every start, people always pick on him. It's like, I'm not picking on the guy, though. He's got the good mojo. Every game, every inning, he's in trouble, dude. And something happens where he gets out of the jam. Yeah, you know this, JT. I mean, fine. His ERA is fine. His ERA is amazing. But at some point in time, it's going to bite him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he does. I think Stevie Boynton's term, right? Houdini. I mean, he's always got runners on. He's got an 81% contact percent, right? So 81% of his pitches contact is made on. That's not very good, but he's got a low hard hit rate, even though he's walking 13% of batters. So I mean, the guy, he lives dangerously, and one of these days he's going to have that bad game where he gives up 6 or 7 runs in 3 or 4 innings, and then you're going to get 6 innings of that Cardinal bullpen. That's the game that the opposite team is going to hit for, a 14, 15-run game, and you want to be on it. So I don't know if it's this one. I kind of like attacking the Cardinals more on the road. But the pricing there, I think, puts these Reds in play, in particular as one-offs.
All right, guys, let's do some stacks real quick. Man, this Julio Jones news has me just 6 to midnight, as the boys say. Got to go put Kyle Pitts in for Rookie of the Year. Got to put a bet in for that. My goodness. What are you laughing at there? You don't like Kyle Pitts, JT?
That's actually sharp because it opens up more snaps for him with Julio gone.
Correct. That's what I was getting at.
Compliment for you to end your day.
Thanks. I appreciate that. 6 more likes. Let's get them. Stacks, JT. I mean, I kind of like Houston. I might have a lineup with Houston. I kind of liked your idea. Bottom, wrap it around the top. Give me one. What's your stack of the day?
Man, it's between Houston and Cleveland and the Dodgers. Houston, Cleveland, the Dodgers are where I'm kind of making a decision about. And I'm not sure where yet. I do like the Phillies a good bit in that game. And I like pieces of Cincinnati. I like Milwaukee too. So Milwaukee in the mix. I think there's a lot of good offensive spots today. Just there's maybe 6 or 7 pitchers that are probably in the bottom third of pitchers in Major League Baseball that are on the hill today. So some really good spots out there.
All right, G-Rising stack of the day.
For me at this point, I think I'm going to roll with the Royals is my favorite stack against that young pitcher we have coming up in Bailey Ober. I think he's only been, this is his second start. He went 4 innings, gave up 4 runs and a homer. I think the Royals have just been absolutely on fire as a team. I'm kind of curious to see how the lineup drops. But I'm liking the Royals. I also like Milwaukee today against Caleb Smith. I think he just throws too many fastballs, and there's some good fastball hitters on Milwaukee. I'm all about Milwaukee. And then I think I do like the Astros are probably the top 3. So
okay. So maybe they'll be too popular. Maybe the Astros will be too popular, and you're going to have to get a little crazy with it.
Yeah, I think you're going to get the Royals at a pretty good discount, and I've been on them for the most part most of the week, and I've been doing pretty well. So I'm just gonna stay there.
Last time I played FanDuel, I tailed your what was that 2 nights ago with that Royals score? It was pretty good.
Yeah, that was we were the only ones pretty much on the Royals that night. I think I had Royals and Orioles, and we were.
That was a nice night. I had 2 really nice nights because JSU and BigT. I mean, if you haven't signed up, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. RPS Heater 25% off your first payment. It was that Arizona night and JSU puts on the Ketel Marte jersey. I'm like, all right, we're smashing tonight. And then we had your Royals thing. So how many likes? G-Rise, you can give your play of the day. We're 5 shy of 200, but up to you if you want to give it away or not, or do you want to just pass the buck to JT?
You know what? My calls of the day, my home run calls have been absolutely on fire lately. It seems like whoever I call to hit a homer seems to come through for us. But so I'll give out my home run call today, and that is going to be Avisail Garcia.
Woo!
Is my homer call of the day.
Okay. You've been on fire with this? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I called yesterday. I called Omar Narvaez at a 2K homer yesterday during the afternoon slate.
Yeah, but yesterday, come on. Yesterday is not today.
Hey,
come on.
It's the most recent, most recent information we have, so we're going to go with it.
I'm just trying to find my my Pitts bet that I can put in there. All right, JT, you want to give it away? We're at 195, or you just want to say I'll put it in the premium Discord? Up to you.
No, I'll go ahead.
Okay.
I mean, they don't, they don't. I don't want to punish the 195 that follow the rules.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
So yeah. So I'm gonna go with I think there's so many good spots today. I really, as the more we're talking, I really do like that Milwaukee side, but a really bad bullpen behind them. Let me make sure if these 2 guys that I'm thinking about are in the lineup first. Let's do that. Yeah, he's in there. Yeah.
We're not a spellman going. Yeah. What do you think?
AJ Pollock.
You like that Dodgers order today. That's right.
AJ Pollock, 2.1 in the 5-hole.
Yeah.
You remember, you guys remember about a month ago when the Brewers brought up, they were out of pitching. They had an injury. They brought up a kid from like AA to start against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers just went nuts. It feels like one of those days.
Okay. So the Doyers. I don't know, guys. I got to narrow it down. Is it Doyers? Is it?
That's where we're at. We got it now. Holden. That's a perfect segue as to why. Right? If you're one of the 195 or one of the ones that didn't hit the like because you're not sure, it's why you got to get in Discord and become a member, because 11:58 to 12:59, that's when we're narrowing this down. We're going to eliminate some of these teams. We're going to settle in on a core group of plays. Our cores will be up. G Risen's cores will be up. You got JSU, BigT. They got to get in. They got to become members. That's it. And then you get this is the pool, and then we narrow it down to get to the winners.
All right. RPS Heater 25% off your first payment. Guys, thanks for getting us over 200. We really do appreciate that. Yes, Julio Jones is likely going to the Titans for at least a second-round pick, so that's awesome. Alex, Brett Gardner, I mean, again, I just can't play him. You're right. He's been hitting the ball well, but I can't play him. Give me some Tyler Naquin today. That's my guy. Basically, anytime he's against a lefty, I'll just play him. That's it. We're done. Oh, if you bet on baseball, head on over the bet side. We got a channel here on YouTube. JJ and I are going to be doing our baseball bet show in about 1 minute. Get bets if you want to add the bet side for just $20 a month. G Risen, JT, captain behind the scenes. Thanks, boys. Backward Hat Day is concluded. Let's go win some who says giblets? Somebody says giblets instead of giblets. Is that you, JT? Do you call them giblets?
That's not me. I say it the right way.
All right.
I wouldn't disrespect Big T that way.
All right. Very good. Keep running pure, everybody. We'll catch you whenever.